Positive Ross Man.
You'll need a Phillips screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver, a headlight restoration kit, and a drill, heat-resistant gloves or oven mitts, rubber gloves, a crescent wrench, and some headlight adhesive molding. You're going to want to tape off the headlight, making sure that no abrasive surfaces from the sandpaper scratch off any paint. Next, you're going to wet the entire surface of the headlight. Depending on how bad your headlight is, you may need to use a low grit of sandpaper and then work your way up to the higher grits. Use plenty of water while sanding. Be sure not to apply too much pressure because that will leave a deep gouge in the headlight and will not come out when you switch to the higher grits of sandpaper. Step 2. The polish and buffing sequence. Again, you're going to be working in circles. Small circles, more circles. Attach your buffing pad to your drill to get a nice smooth finish. Rinse and wipe away any existing material left on the headlight. Next, use your Phillips screwdriver to remove the screws holding the headlight in the housing. With your flathead screwdriver, use it to remove the side headlight. You can use a crescent wrench or a ratchet attachment to remove this bolt. Disconnect the headlight electronics, and the headlight should come free. There's a clip on each side of the headlight, and some screws in the back. The plastic pieces may need to be wiggled around so you can access all the screws. Next, work on removing the internals of the headlight. Gently use your flathead screwdriver to wedge between the edge of the headlight and the front of the headlight. Work your way from one side to the other, gently opening just a little more and a little more. Be careful because that headlight is hot. Plus the adhesive is very sticky and once it gets on something it will not come out. Remove the strings of adhesive that are now forming because once they get on the headlight, they will not come off. Probably should have taken this out of the oven with the heat-resistant gloves on. Be sure to put the rubber gloves over the heat-resistant gloves and or your oven mitts depending on what you're using. That headlight adhesive sealer is super sticky and it's going to get on everything. So not a problem, just take off your rubber glove and put on a new one if it gets on something. There will be 2 screws holding in the headlight reflector. Go ahead and use your Phillips to remove those. and gently pull out the reflector. Now it's time for the projector. There will be a rubber grommet you're going to want to put on the back of this thing before you try and put it in, along with a washer. You're going to want to put another washer on the back and the bolt that comes with your projector setup. Be sure to screw that tight so it does not jiggle loose. Your crescent wrench comes in handy here to tighten this down the rest of the way. Make sure that bolt is tight to block out any moisture that can come through. Next up, resealing. You're going to take a small strip of this stuff and stretch it out a little bit. To work quickly, because this stuff will stick to your hand if you hold it too long. Place along the entirety of the seams all around the perimeter of the headlight, making sure to not leave any gaps. You can see here just how sticky this stuff is. Next, apply the two pieces together, the headlight lens and the headlight housing. Work from one side of the headlight housing over to the other. Be sure not to leave any gaps of space in between. You can literally see the seal forming on the inside of the headlight all the way around. If you're having too much difficulty trying to apply these two pieces together, pop it back in the oven for maybe 1 to 2 minutes and let it heat up. Inspect every edge of this headlight, making sure that there are no gaps, because once moisture sets in, the whole project is literally ruined. Wipe off your headlight, making sure that no sticky residue is on it. The last step of the headlight restoration kit is a bit of a clear coat that you just sort of wipe on with this pad. Do this on a sunny day so you can set it out and let the sun bake it on.
Stay tuned for part 2, electrical wiring and installation instructions. Thumbs up and share, and don't forget to be positive to one another.